we got to talk about this because this is a controversial subject for some people. But Errol Spence and Ugas going down in April. Now, everybody's talking. The talk this week is, why Earl go 50-50 with Ugas? Why he didn't do that with Bud? 50-50, 50-50. Here's the subject matter. Here it is. And I know the watcher got an opinion on this
one. Oh, well, to be honest, I heard BFTB talk about it a bit, but I never saw like the news break about like I'm not about I'm only about like the numbers when the other side is really giving it that good talk. But is Spence actually giving Ugas 50-50 or is it just hearsay? Because I didn't really see anything.
That's the thing though. It hasn't really been totally confirmed, at least as far as I know. But there were some reports saying that it was supposed to be a 50-50 split. But I can't validate it right now, because I don't know if it's too early or what, but soon enough we should know though. But it's like those guys sat down and negotiated. For one, I have never seen Bud Crawford sit down to negotiate with Errol Spence in the first place. So how you gonna get 50-50 if you're not even gonna sit down and let's talk about it? But you do come out and say, well, that man want to fight as much as I want to fight. Then why we ain't got to fight, man? That's what I want to talk about. Why we not have the fight? But I ain't worried about it because I knew how it was going to go. I knew back in 2018. You know why? Because Errol the Truth Spence told everybody, I'm going to go over here. I'm taking everybody's belt. When I get done, I'm coming for yours. And told you to your face. There ain't no doubt about that. That was told. Nobody can dispute that. He told you next. So the people say, well, we don't know what's going to happen next. No, I already know because he told you what he was going to do. And he's been doing exactly like that. He told Al Heyman, line him up, I'm knocking him down. Day one. And that's what he's been doing. So he got a plan. He's fulfilling his plan. So if he take care of Ugas, who next? He can't say nobody else because if he do, I'm going to be right back on here talking mad trash about Errol Spence.
You gotta flip your SHIT. That's what I can say.
Hell yeah. You told me back in 2018, and I've been telling everybody, oh, no, Earl said, and Earl going to do it. You ain't going to make me eat no crow without me getting on here and giving you the business. You going to get it.
Nah, it ain't 50. It ain't 50-50. They've looked at an article on Boxing News 24. They said it's a 50-50 affair in terms of the competition of it. So they twisted that to make out like he's actually giving him 50-50, but it's not. Yeah. But I will say Ugas did ask for 50-50 last year.
Yeah. I mean, I
can't blame him. Next star.
Yes.
I'm looking at it now. It's saying like the total payouts is $5 million for Errol Spence Jr. and $2.5 million for your Dennis Ugas. But the pay-per-view shares are 50% for Errol Spence and 50% for your Dennis Ugas. Guaranteed purse is $1.5 million for Errol Spence, and guaranteed purse for your Dennis Ugas is $1 million. But they said the total payout is $5 million for Earl and $2.5 million for Ugas. That's what I'm reading.
I don't have a problem with that. It's their money.
I ain't hear you watch it. Say it one time, bro.
I said I don't have a problem with that. It's their money at the end of the day,
Yeah. Yeah, you got them on. Yeah, both boxes. Yeah. Yeah, but hey, man, I mean, whatever they agree to, they agree to. I just want to fight. So.
Yeah, I mean, Crawford's once again just putting Jamel's name in his mouth. It's just like, are we going to do this or are we not going to do this?
Man, it's been a lot of capping going on in boxing the last couple of years. Well, since the pandemic, it really got turned up. And Bud has been really just he know he ain't got no think, thought, wish, could even hope to try to get in the ring with no Jamel Charlo. It did, man. I say go for it, man. Just go ahead. Don't worry about Earl. Jump on in there. Go ahead. You bad, man. You #1 pound for pound, right? Go on there and get it, man. Go on there and get it. I give you 6 rounds for they carrying your ass up out.
Do you know how much leverage you'd have over Errol if he got that win?
Yeah, exactly.
A ton.
It would shapeshift. It would shapeshift immediately after that fight. Yeah.
Like, what is the point in like, man, Josh Taylor versus Crawford is not a competitive fight. Terence Crawford easily beats him at this point. And like, all Josh Taylor will do is fight dirty. He chucks elbows in there, dude. Like, they have forearms and everything. Like, come on.
Every left hook landed flush. He could not get away from that left hook for nothing in the world yesterday. Yep. I was like, what the hell is wrong with him? Don't he, his corner, nobody ain't say, look, man, put that right there hand up or something.
Hey, man, I swear Crawford will break his face worse than what Catterall and Ugas did.
But could it be this, though, Watcher? Could it be the fact that, now that he done ascended to the top, he's undisputed now, and he done got up there and ate the grapes and, he had the dancing girls and all that stuff, the big check, the money, the accolades and everything now, man. I mean, where's the hunger and all that? I mean, they really don't exist now, right? So,
well, this is what I talk about. I say you got to maintain it. Mm-hmm. Bernard Hopkins did it, and several others have done it. And there's no excuse. They have to maintain that professionalism and that desire. Exactly. They got to do it. Because this is not something to play around with at all. This is no joke.
Yeah, boxing is serious business, man, for real. Ceriso, my brother, you still there, good brother?
Yes, sir. I'm still here.
Okay, man. Yeah, I don't want to forget about you, man. Keep you in this thing too, brother.
I'm in the loop.
Your input as well.
Oh man, what's up, brother?
Yes, indeed. What was your thoughts on the Gary Antoine Russell fight?
He pressed him from the first round, 1 round to the 10th, first round to the end, and he in order to, I see good defensive placement, good discipline with his style set, going to the body, going to the head, trying to get what he got. He got it. He got what he wanted to get, a stoppage. I thought the stoppage was fairly. I thought he should have let it keep going. As I keep saying, like, it's not an amateur match. These are pros, and let Antoine finish him off if that's what they want. But the referee didn't want to do so. So respectfully, you got to respect that. So it was a stoppage, and
yeah, that's true, man. And it was a pretty good showing, man. Now, well, actually, some more news really is Victor Ortiz is calling out Errol Spence and Bud Crawford. So young buck trying to jump the line, man. He calling on the big dogs, man. And I applaud him for it, man. I like Virgil Ortiz. I think Ortiz is going to do a lot better.
He called out Boots. He called out Boots as well. You heard him say that, right? He called out Boots.
Now it's time to call the bluff. Now that's got to get made to me.
Man, that man calling out a bunch of fights y'all know ain't gonna get made. That man.
There you go. There you go. He in the building now. All right, go and give it to it, man. I know you've been itching to get it off, man. Go.
That man in witness protection, just like Ryan Garcia. That man in witness protection. He ain't fighting nobody, man. He probably fight a plumber next.
Oh man. Yeah, he put it out there, man. So I guess he's trying to get some attention. Boots is getting a lot of it lately. So I figure he must say to himself, I gotta do something to get the spotlight back over here. But the remedy to me is, man, hey, him and Boots in there. I mean, that's a huge fight.
Oscar not making that fight, man. Oscar, listen, man. Look at Jaime Munguia. Look at Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
Oscar ain't put no fight together no more. I don't know, man. That Canelo move got him scared, man.
Yeah, he don't want to lose no more guys.
You know what I'm saying?
He holding on to what 2 or 3 with Virgil Ortiz, the best he
And
got now.
shoot, and after last night, Boots, Virgil, all of them need to make sure they ready for whoever they fight next and make sure they sharp. You know what I mean? Lay around, let what happened last night be a reoccurring thing now. They better be tight. They better tighten up.
Yeah, yeah, they got to stay on their P's and Q's, man. It's a real deal here. One mistake, man, can cost you greatly for your whole career. That one major victory that you needed that you let go because you made that one mistake at that crucial point in time, and rest of your life you got to look in the mirror and say, "Hey, man, I would have had that if I just had did this. If I just
Some of them are on thin ice. Let me tell you. Like Virgil got in trouble in his last fight. Jerron keeps getting hit with the same shot in his fights now. These guys got to sharpen up because it's only a matter of time. The competition can only get better. Well, I mean, there'll be some soft touches still. But once you just hit a little bit more of a level, that's when you got to be laser focused. Like last night with that little that irrelevant dude Colbert. He was talking all that good stuff, and he just went on the ropes, hid in the corner, covered up, and he was cowardly in the fight. Really, he was.
Yeah. He never got mad and was like, I gotta go in here and kick this dude's ass. He never got
I
mad.
knew that kid when he was 17 years old, and I remember he was asking his coach for money, and his coach was like, "Oh, what do you need money for?" And he's like, "Oh, I need it for this, I need it for that." The whole way, he's a big Mayweather fan back then as well.
Wow.
A big Adrian Broner fan. And now look at how it's turned out. You'd be kicking yourself.
Yeah. Unbelievable, man. I really was shocked to see how bad he did. I thought, he was a decent up and coming fighter, and I expected him to be, especially when knowing that he was supposed to fight for a world title that night and that he was going to be ready when he came in there, and he didn't show no signs of it at all.
I remember you were talking about him and Devin Haney. I was thinking, nah, no way, Jose. No way.
Nah, he got to keep quiet when he hear them names. It's your course and stuff like that.
I got a question for the panel though, especially Coach. I got a question for y'all. Now we see that he quit last night, right? But at the same time, do you think it was smart? Because guess he was trying to not end up getting knocked out. So he figured, let me just go ahead and concede to the L and come back and fight another fight. Do you think he should have pressed and got knocked out? I mean,
he needed to do something desperate because the fight was already lost around 8-9. It was pretty
he
much
already conceded. What I'm saying is he already conceded to the L. You could tell by his body language he was just trying to get to the 12. So he's conceding to the L. But I guess in his mind, you should be getting knocked out too.
Yeah. But see,
I agree with you, AK. But he shouldn't have opened his mouth in the first place. I mean, if you can't back it up, don't talk it. He talked all that big stuff, and now guess what? If he would have fought, he probably would have got knocked out. Remember, that guy had 14 fights. That guy had 10 knockouts. So he had something he got something on them punches, and he went down one time. And
oh man, did you see it?
I'll tell you a couple of times. I think he was out. I think he was out. He was fighting because he got hard. But I think a couple of times while he was fighting, he was out.
Man, and it was fitting the way that he got dropped because after talking all that stuff and wearing that skirt in the ring, he got his whole skirt turned up. I don't know what they wearing that old stuff for anyway, man.
These guys, they watch Adrian Broner and Mayweather far too much.
Yeah.
They watch it. You know what the difference between Colbert and Broner was? When they lost, when Broner fought Maidana, Broner actually fought back. And he actually showed he still showed a little bit of skill in that fight. He was getting beat all around the ring. Mm-hmm. Now, Colbert didn't need to get in a tear up with this guy. He still, could have maybe boxed him up from the outside. He's faster. He's, quicker hand speed and everything. But, at the end of the day, this guy is a coward rat. I was very happy that he lost. Talked all that shit, excuse my French, but he talked all that crap about Deontay, a guy that he was looking up to back in 2015. And now you got embarrassed. And you lost that number one position now. So, sucks for you.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he fell down the mountain. Now he got to climb back up again. That's
Make sure you keep Tank's name out of your mouth as well, because that's another name mentioned. This is dangerous waters that you're against. I'm telling you, go back to the drawing board, get it right, and that be that.
That's for sure, man.
It's embarrassing, dude. It is embarrassing.
And like I was saying, my wife said just before the fight, when he was in the back getting ready to come out, she looked at me and said, "You know what? He gonna get his ass kicked." I said, he's pretty good. I think he's gonna go out there and he's supposed to fight for a title tonight. He should be ready to go. I think he's gonna do well. He goes in there and from the ding, nothing. I challenge anybody to go find a 10-second clip of him winning any 10 seconds, consecutive 10-second span where he's actually winning in the round.
Maybe 5 seconds.
But I was looking for it heavily. Like, man, come on. I don't see no signs of it. He was fighting flat-footed. He stood still. He was standing straight up. The guy was just winging on him. He just dared to be hit. And the guy said, "Okay, well, I'm hit you." And shit, he sure did that.
Well, I tell you this. It's a good thing, at least for other young fighters coming up, to know that you should not do this ever. Yeah. Like Devin Haney was playing with fire in his last fight. I remember I was doing the commentary and you were in my chat, which I appreciate. But
yes, sir.
Again, like these young guys, they got to stop worrying about how hard they can bang out and how hard they can hit. They need to stick to their strengths. Box people up. Just box them. If that is what you're good at, do it. Don't worry about power and how big your muscles are and this and that. It's the boxing. That will get it done.
Yeah. They letting guys con them into it. If all you can do is walk forward and throw hooks all day, that's what you want the guy across from you to do. Because he's going to be easy to hit. You don't want him to move around. Oh, I need you to be stationary. You can't punch. That's what it is. You can't punch. And then you listening to him. Okay, I can't. I'm going to stand right here and punch with you. Okay, that's what he wants you to do. Because now he can touch you. And you got to be smart enough to understand that. You can't be psyched out by that. You're like, man, I ain't worried about all that. I'm going to beat you. And you leave it right there. I'm going to beat you. What does that mean? I won. I win. This is boxing. We can't forget that. The things that separate boxing from that. Because, boxing evolved from the bare knuckles and brawling and all that. And it evolved into a sophisticated sport called boxing. The sweet science was developed. That's ascending to a higher level. That's what you should be pursuing. If you're not, anybody, you can kill any two people off the street and say, look, step forward like this, throw this like that, step forward. Okay, you can show them that day one. The whole career, just off that, what you just said right there. Very basic. Nothing real complicated about it. You can mix up the combination of punches, but that's pretty much all you're working with from after that. So I don't know why, nowadays so much has been given to who's coming forward and who's, and he's dictating that. And if you backing up, it's perceived as you giving up something. But if you back up in a calculated way, you can back up to set up something to where he can come forward and you can catch him, and then, you see. So it's all about being crafty. Too crafty is really, it's a lot of good stuff happening there if you can be crafty,
I was gonna